So you want to be a real estate investor, but you have no idea where to start or what to do. Or maybe you've been thinking about this for years and years and years, and you were like, man, if someone could just help me get going, then once I'm off to the races, like I could achieve all of my income and lifestyle goals and dreams. And that's what we're going to cover in this video. So before we dive in, I thought I would just give you all a peek around one. Like, this is downtown Roswell, Georgia. It's very historic and old. Shops, restaurants, boutiques, nightlife, all that kind of stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if someone waves or beeps. I'm here a lot, so I know a lot of people in the area, and I always find it funny when they see me out here shooting videos. But right behind me you have a Ford Cobra, which that car is absolutely amazing. So I thought I would just call that out. I'm gonna walk down the street while I talk to you guys about real estate investing, and we're gonna get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good, the bad of living in Atlanta, Georgia, real estate investing, and all things real estate, or when we release new content, subscribe below, ring the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know when these videos come out. My name's Denny. The team and I get calls each and every day from people just like you looking to make the move to Atlanta, buy, sell, invest. We absolutely love it. So whether you move in next week, next year, anytime in between, call, text, email, schedule a Zoom. We'd be happy to help you make a smooth move. Now, with that, I'm just gonna get to it. If you wanna know more about Roswell, you should check out my Roswell blog tour. And here's my pet peeve when it comes to real estate investing and real estate coaches and gurus and all of those things, is that when they do these videos on, real estate investing for beginners or real estate investing 101, they start telling you what to do without knowing anything about you or what you're trying to accomplish. And so today, what I really wanna unpack is that when someone comes to me and they're like, Denny, I'd really love to be a real estate investor. Can you help me get started? I don't start talking, I start asking questions. My partner, Peter Pasternak, he was the lead character on A&E's Flip This House. We've been, friends and business partners for over a decade, hundreds of flips, never lost a penny on a flip, short-term rentals, long-term rentals, buy and hold, fix and flip, all the stuff. And so here's always my first question. Why do you want to be a real estate investor? Because that's gonna unpack all kinds of things. Some people it's retirement, some people it's more income, some people it's flexibility or freedom or getting out of their corporate job. There's all kinds of reasons why you would wanna be a real estate investor. But why you wanna be an investor is the first step, because if you don't understand that, you might go the wrong direction, right? It's like getting in your car, cranking it up, and just kind of starting to aimlessly turn left and right and left and right and left and right. Like, sure, you're gonna get somewhere, but are you gonna get where you wanna go? And so you got to punch the destination into the GPS first, and that's really what you have to do if you want to be a real estate investor, is figure out where you want to go. And so that's kind of step one. That answer coupled with like, what's your current circumstance? Like, Denny, married, so where's your current circumstance and resources? That's question number two. And now I know where you want to go. Now I got to know like where you're at. And so Denny, married with 4 kids, I have different circumstances and different resources at 44 with a family than I did when I was 24, single, living in the city, that kind of stuff. And so where you're at personally today, like at 24, I didn't even know what house hacking was. But my best friend, literally known each other since we were 10, he bought his father's townhome in Marietta right after he graduated from Georgia Tech. And he and I and 2 other guys moved into this home and we paid rent. So here he is, right out of college. He owns a townhome. I think he paid $180,000 or something like for it. And myself and the other 2 renters fully paid for his entire mortgage, and he was living for free and he owned an asset. So that's called house hacking. That's the modern term. Isn't this really cute, by the way? Like this whole street. These are all single family homes, but they're all businesses. Like Roswell is very different than Alpharetta. So this whole street are all old single family homes. I'm meeting a friend right on the other side of that, my favorite lunch spot called Fellas. Back to the story at hand. Here he is, house hacking before house hacking was popular or even a thing. 24, owns an asset. His 3 friends / renters are paying for it. And so, but now if you fast forward and you talk to the same guy, he's my age, he's 44, married, 2 kids. His wife's not gonna be really down. This is my favorite coffee shop in the area, by the way, Crazy Love, right there. but his wife's not gonna really be excited about him moving like another family into the basement or a couple of buddies into the other room. So you see where I'm saying, like, where you want to go in your current circumstance has a lot to do with the strategy. And so if I were talking to you and you were going to do house hacking, like that would be one conversation. If you were doing long-term rentals, that would be another conversation. So the third, now we've got why and what's your current circumstance, like what are you doing? So the next question would be based on that, like what's your strategy? Fix and flip, long-term buy and hold, or short-term rental, which is a more active business. Fix and flip is a very active business. Short-term rentals is a very active business, even if you have property managers. Long-term can be more passive, you know, so which one of those is like your strategy? I'll do a different video on house hacking specifically. I'll do one on each one of these strategies, so stay tuned. But one of them will be on the 1%, the 50%, and the 70% rule. By the way, I'm always out working in the yards. I was building a fire over the weekend. I burnt my wrist, if you're wondering what this is. But those rules, it depends on your strategy as to which one of those rules you apply. It depends on your strategy, whether it's long-term, short-term, fix and flip, whatever, as to my next steps as to what you should do. So you have to nail down this strategy as to which one you want to pursue. And the fourth is what's your market, the local real estate market. Like, yeah, the national real estate market, it matters what the whole country's doing. But what's more important is the local market. It's why I always say, if you're gonna buy, sell, or invest, reach out to us, because what's happening in Atlanta is different than what's happening in San Francisco right now. Literally, San Francisco's, the prices are dropping. Atlanta, they're off a little bit. And then if you get even more hyper-local, Alpharetta, where I live, Roswell, this area, we're actually not dropping at all. It's really hyper-local. And so what's your why? Why are you doing it? What's your current circumstance and resources? Which strategy are you pursuing? And then what's going on in your local market? Because different strategies work in different markets. And so you wanna know what you're doing on the way in, but you also wanna be flexible enough where if you get into it and that doesn't make sense, there has to be an alternate exit strategy. There's been plenty of times where we were fixing and flipping. A rising market is a good time to fix and flip. You buy distressed properties and then you fix them up and sell them for a profit. But sometimes, you know, like 2008, the market rolled over and all of a sudden prices are falling, and you know, there were properties that I bought with the intention of selling that then it didn't make sense. I was going to lose money, so I actually turned them into long-term rentals. And then that long-term rental, over time, the renter paid down the mortgage. I ultimately sold the home for the same price I bought it for, but I put tens of thousands of dollars in the bank because someone else had paid those mortgages, not me. And so that wasn't my planned exit strategy. I had to switch it up. Sometimes, like in this market, maybe you went into a long-term situation and the market rose really fast and it's poised to pull back. So you should sell your rentals, because even over time, you're never gonna get the price that you're gonna get today. And so you just like unload your portfolio, put all that money in the bank, kind of wait for the adjustment, and then you redeploy it. Maybe that's an alternate. Or maybe you got into it, you were gonna do a long-term rental and you couldn't make enough money long-term rental, you were losing money. So you had to switch it up to a short-term rental in order to get better cash flow, be more active in it so that it was actually profitable. You get what I'm saying? Like, there has to be multiple exit strategies to make sure that you don't lose money and that you can turn a profit. And so we can help you work through that. And so those are really all the things that I would try to figure out on the front end. Once you have that figured out, then we go. Then I can tell you, okay, based on this strategy in this market, this is kind of the first things you need to do to get ready to make that first investment. Anyway, hope you found value in that. I'll take a lot of these different concepts over the next few months and I'll unpack them. House hacking, the BRRRR strategy, long-term rentals, short-term rentals, fix and flip, all the things. So like I said, if you haven't already, subscribe below, ring the bell so you know when we release new content, so you can stay up to date on the local market. Whether you're moving next week, next year, anytime in between, call, text, email, schedule a Zoom. We'd be happy to help. And until we see you in person, we'll see you on the next episode.